Hey, I'm Carrie. I am excited to share a few more things with you today. Okay, so as I started thinking about the beginning of my journey, I was in a spot that I was super, super unhappy. My personal life was awesome. I have an amazing family, an amazing husband and kids, and that was all really good. But I had decided to jump out into the workforce. And after a couple of jobs, I had gotten my real estate license. So I got to a point in my real estate career that I was really, really unhappy. And I was working really, really hard. And um, I was on a team and I was giving so much of myself away. And through a series of circumstances, I found myself super, super unhappy. And what I wanted to share with you today are two books that made the hugest difference for me. So, given that this was several years ago, they aren't the newest books on the shelf, but they are absolutely worth mentioning. And they are books that I recommend to all my clients when we start working together. And generally, I find that I start working with people who are a lot like me and are looking for a transition. They are looking for more fulfillment in their life. They're looking for what is that thing that is really going to light me up. I've been doing this for a while and I'm in a stage in my life where I really want to love what I'm doing and they're not. So, that's why I find these two things that I want to share so amazing. The first one is Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back. And I just love so much about this. So I'm a huge Gabby Bernstein fan. Um, I love her style. I love the things that she says. So I have read almost everything that she has written, but The Universe Has Your Back really, really left a mark. And it really helped me see that I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing and that there had to be a better way. There had to be a better way. So, Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. If you have not read that, go get that book. It's so good. I have it on Audible. I've probably listened to it 6 or 7 times, and I have recommended it many times to people. Um, the biggest lesson that I got from that book was to quit working so hard to make my life do things that to quit doing things the hard way. So in real estate, what I have found since I've now been out and going down this other path, now I still do real estate, but I do it on my terms. I do it the way I want to do it, and it's immensely fulfilling. Um, I also teach and coach within my brokerage, and I love that as well. So, in fact, I love that more. I love that the most of everything I've done in real estate. But what I found from this book that was so helpful that I took away was that pushing is such hard work, and that there is so much good to be had when you do what Carrie Underwood said and let Jesus take the wheel. So, learning to stop pushing so hard, to lean a little bit more into feminine energy, to lean into the universe, to lean into a higher power. So, for me, my higher power is God. And as I stopped and spent more time listening and trusting, I found that I was happier and I was led from point to point to point, which got me to where I am so in love with my life and all that I do now. So it truly has taken me on a journey. And I didn't know why I was in all of the places I was in, but what I do know now is that they all mattered. They all took me to the next place, led me to the next person, the next experience. And each of those have added up to so much joy and so much fulfillment that I'm just so grateful for each step. And I'm so grateful that I learned that lesson. And I learned that lesson right when I needed to hear it. And it, along with the next book I'm going to tell you about in just a second, just gave me the courage and the drive to quit what I was doing, to walk in and say, this isn't working for me. I don't need this, and I want something different out of my life. And that's what I did. And the weight that lifted off my shoulders when I did that was tremendous. Now, did I know where I was going to end up? Nope. No idea. No idea what I was going to be leaning into, but I knew that in that moment that what I was doing was not bringing me joy, and that I was not put here to not have joy, to be so miserable. So, I went to my card deck because I also have the Gabby, I have two of her card decks. And I found this quote from The Universe Has Your Back. And it says, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. And that is what I believe, because the days that I get down and when I'm working with clients, the times that we get frustrated are when we're trying for something and we feel like it's all on us to make it work. And when I let go, when I quit white knuckling and forcing things, and I just trust in the universe that things will work out the way they're supposed to, that is when I can kind of like exhale and just trust and believe it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. I live in this blessed country and I have a roof over my head. My kids are safe. I have a car to drive. Everything is going to be okay. And I'm just going to trust and have faith that everything is going to work out for me the way it is supposed to. And that's one of the mantras also that I listen to from another mentor that I love listening to. And you can find a million Abraham Hicks videos. And I lean into that a lot. And that is, everything is always working out for me. So when I start working with somebody, that's something I always try to get them to adopt, is this mental mindset of everything is always working out for me. Because when I do that, then it just shows that I have faith that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. And then the other book that I love. So first one, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. And number 2 is Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. And literally, I was listening to this at the gym for about the 3 or 4 days right before I quit. And it literally like bolstered me up. I didn't know what was coming in the form of a conversation, but having this going through my head, being the food that what I was consuming, what my brain was consuming, the messages in that book are also what gave me the courage to go just stand up and say, this is not okay. I'm not okay with how this is going, what I'm giving, the way I'm perceived, what I'm getting in return. I'm not okay. And there's just so much good in her book. And on top of it, the way she delivers it is just so much fun. So much fun. It is not your average self-help book. So the way she delivers it is like a girlfriend that's just giving you a talking to and bolstering you up and making you feel good. So I just love so much about it. And there are multiple quotes in it that I just love. And this one meant so much to me. It says, your life is your party. You get to choose how you invite people and experiences and things into it. And that right there was just me saying, when I internalized that and then I had this experience, I was able to just go, you're right. This is my party and I get to choose, and I choose I'm not going to do this anymore. And I get to move forward into something else that brings me joy. And she says that over and over, just to find the things that bring you joy. And that's what I would encourage. That's what I always encourage my clients to do, is find what brings you joy. And maybe you can't jump into that as a career or a job right away, but what does bring you joy? What could you do in addition to your job or in addition to your family responsibilities that brings you joy, so that part of the time you really are living in a place where you feel fulfilled because this is something that you love to do. And there's almost always a way to make it fit in. So those are my 2 favorite beginning of my change in course, change in path, life path books. The Universe Has Your Back and Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. So if you have read those, let me know. If you haven't, go get them. I love them on Audible because I love hearing the author's tone of voice, and it's super easy for me to consume in the car and on walks. So I'm a super huge fan of Audibles. Um, if you have got them, tell me what you love. So I look forward to bringing you so much more good stuff. All the things that I share with clients, things that have changed my life, that have helped me move from a place of being completely miserable in my work to feeling complete joy and excitement every day that I get to do what I get to do. So that is what I have for you today. Let me know what you think. And if you love this, please subscribe. I'd love to have you back and follow me on my journey and share this with you. Thanks so much, you guys.